Hi there, welcome to today's vlog. That was a little bit of Blues for Alice that I've been doing with Miko. You've probably already seen it if you're on my Instagram page. It's been shared on there. It will be on YouTube shortly after I publish this vlog. I've really been enjoying this Cal Newport book, So Good They Can't Ignore You. Really argues that following your passion is actually really bad career advice. Find out what you should do instead. Really interesting. Contrasting, there's a very famous Steve Jobs speech about, kind of which has been shared millions of times on YouTube. But kind of how Steve Jobs isn't really a great reflection of what he advocates, in that, if Steve Jobs had followed his passion, he'd have been something like a kind of Eastern mystic rather than a guy who ran a computer company. There's some really good advice in there about being a craftsman, following the craft, kind of working at your craft. And even if you're not going to follow music as a career, I really, really strongly advise you to follow the craftsman approach. It's not a question of artistic inspiration all the time. So often it's a question of crafting and graft, which we all find hard to do. One of the hardest things I have is convincing adult students that it can take quite a bit of time to be able to accomplish things. You have to craft things. So things like scales and long tones are not particularly interesting, but they are the craft of being a good saxophone player. You have to work at those things. I know I need to spend more time on them. And you can't judge them in a week by week or month by month basis. You've got to give yourself years to be able to hear a difference in those things. So if you've got my Make Your Sax Sing Long Tones book, I've said to you on that, give yourself at least 12 months before you judge whether you've made a difference on that. Not because I'm a terrible person and making you buy something that's going to take a year to do. It's what takes time is what's worth doing. Same thing when I'm doing this, when I'm taking pictures. Probably most of the photos I'm taking will never ever see the light of day. Maybe some of those that see the light of day maybe should not see the light of day. But I'm just taking it because I have pleasure in doing it, and I want to encourage you all to have that same pleasure with music. I like to tell the story of one of my students, Nick, who a few years ago, about 5 years ago when we did our Christmas project, could literally just play the opening of Silent Night. Last year, in 2019, he was able to play this whole series of a solo. It took him 6 years to get there. And I think if I'd told Nick he would have got there in 6 years, he might have thought that's too long. But I think if I'd told him he'd get there at all, he would have been really surprised. And I think sometimes we can rule ourselves out because we think, oh, it's just going to take too long to do it. It won't. You're just going to keep showing up week by week, time by time, crafting it out, doing the tasks that you need to do. And you'll get there. You'll get better. It's like my photography. I said before, I've had a few lessons and stuff, but I just keep taking photos. And I know that if I look at my work over a year-by-year basis, it's getting better. But I'm not taking it to be a professional photographer. I just enjoy taking pictures, and I think that's probably most of you who play the saxophone or play other instruments and watch this vlog. You're doing it because you love making music, you love doing it. So whilst the Spitfire goes over, whilst the relevance of professional musicians to some of you is completely relevant, to many of you, you want to support that. You want to... You've missed those in the vlog, haven't you? To many of you, it's more about helping support and keeping that inspiration going. But for your own personal playing, just keep going. One story, I don't know if it's in the Cal Newport book, but is in the Steve Jobs autobiography or the biography, the Walter Isaacson book, is this passage where Jobs talks about his father, who used to make these intricate cabinets, and he used to do these really, really time-consuming, beautiful designs that were on the inside of the cabinet that hardly anyone would ever see. And Jobs kept that philosophy when it came to printing the circuit boards, I think on the Apple II, that it doesn't matter if no one ever sees it. You take pride in your work, and a good craftsman always does that. It's been so long since I've played some Wayne Shorter, especially Wayne Shorter live, that I just had to get back to playing some stuff. So don't forget, keep crafting, keep playing. You know, even those days when it feels like you're not feeling inspired, or there's nothing on the horizon, or if you're a semi-pro, pro musician, there's no gigs on the horizon. Keep crafting. Keep working at your craft. Be a craftsman. Don't go for the lie that you should do what your passion is. You know, go for what you can craft out. You know, work at it. You know, the tape never lies is another great thing that's in this book, where they're talking about these bluegrass musicians, these studio session musicians, that you have to keep working on it. And that's really what inspired me today, because today I didn't really want to play. I was like, oh, you know, one of those days. It's grey outside. What's the point? There's no gigs on the horizon. But you've just got to do it, because do you know what? There will be gigs on the horizon again. There will be opportunities to play. And I've got to make sure that I'm in the best form I can possibly be, so I can get out there and I can play and I can make music for you guys. So thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget to hit a like and subscribe if you don't already. I will see you next week with another vlog. I've got a new ebook on the way. One of the things that I need to do tonight is to continue these finger buster exercises. So I'm working on these exercises for particularly getting these pinky fingers working well, but also the altissimo register, the spoons, loads and loads of stuff coming. If you haven't already got my other ebooks, check them out below. But thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.